I'm going to make a comparison from one of our previous 10-man games and a solo queue game of mine that had some pretty similar rounds, some important takeaways from those rounds to apply to your game, help you improve and elevate your game sense. I'm going to start off by showcasing some examples of entry fragging featuring Sexy Chicken and how he adapts his routing based off of previous experience and how teammates can and should play off of that entry. So the first thing to notice is that right now we're set up for a default and not a fast B exec. So whenever Sexy uses his leer here to take control of B main, it's not going to immediately pull a rotate. He peeks B to try to get a pick, makes contact off of the Killjoy turret, and as a response, the Brim smokes B main to prevent us from getting out, but his smoke is a little scuffed and actually enables us to push out a little bit. Sexy takes advantage of this and charges out. The unfortunate part is that he has the bomb, and since we're defaulting, we're not exactly ready for a fast exec. So me and John are kind of forced to make sure that we go in behind him so that he doesn't die on alone on the site with the bomb. So as you can see from the minimap, as Sexy pushes out and takes this fight with Dala, I dash past her utility and get the pick on the Dala. And then behind me, John pushes out and creates an interesting wall to help create space. And we get these two picks and we enter onto the site. The problem is that our two A defaulters are taking a little bit too time to come back and help us. If Mega kills me here and then kills John, he just gets the defuse for free. So in this round, we're going to showcase what Sexy does a little bit differently to adapt to what went wrong for him in the first round. And we're going to see as we have a full exit coming out here, he double flashes out and then comes out. He does not run into the Killjoy utility this time. And he can do that because he's assisted by Itchy's wall here. But he ends up going straight out and taking as much space as we can, and this time he gets the entry on Adala. So it's a really good adaptation from him. It's still important to note that the first entry was still a successful entry, even though he did not get a kill, because it enabled us to then play off of him to get the kill. So this round is from one of my games in Immortal Elo, where we have a similar setup. 3 people in B main, and then 2 people in A main. The main difference is that the bomb is A, and that one of our players is looking mid instead of doubling up in A main. So I like to play Omen as my main whenever I'm solo queuing. And here, we're going to play a little bit more passively. The first thing I do is watch for the Sova dart to come out to cancel it, and then he's going to start spamming us, and my Raze is going to counter spam it. At the same time, Jet is pushing up mid, and I'm going to throw a cat smoke for him to try to help him work out. The Killjoy is going to go back and grab the bomb and then retake A main. The problem is Killjoy is by himself. So there is no help for this Killjoy from anywhere. If Killjoy dies right now and loses the bomb, we're screwed. They managed to win their first fight, then they're going to drop an ult, but then lose their second fight. And what that means is that not only have we lost the bomb, we've also lost the ult. So this bomb needs to be recovered at all costs. So what that means is that at this very moment, the enemy players are going to be rotating A because the bomb is down and Killjoy has control of it, the enemy Killjoy. So my job here, and what I wish the job of my teammates were with me, was to come and recollect the bomb. So here the enemy Killjoy ults to buy time for the rotate, and I have to come out and destroy the ult, which gives away my position and puts me in a disadvantageous fight with this Killjoy, but it allows the Raze to trade. However, the mid lurk doesn't come through, and the B rotators are already at the A site ready to fight over this bomb, and it ends up putting our Reyna in a 1v3 situation. And so we lost this round because our Killjoy grabbed the bomb and solo pushed in a contested territory without anyone there to assist or get the bomb back after they died. If we had left Sexy Chicken to push out solo and left him on an island, we would have had a similar outcome.
So this round I want to talk about rotates and how quickly rotates can come in after you make your first engagement. So right now we're set up for an A split where I'm going to push out mid and 4 players are going to make contact A main with Jesway and Mr. Reborn here. So keep your eye on the minimap and notice how after Sexy Chicken takes his first engagement with Jesway, how quickly those rotates come in. So they are instantly rotating right now, just after that first contact, and the reason why is because they didn't see us mid or in B main. So in their mind, and correctly so, we all have to be A, or it's very likely that we're A. And so John makes a good play there and kills Reborn, and then I get this kill on the Mega. But that's a mid player, and then the B player just killed me. We know he usually plays market. So the play here and the call should be to everyone should be instantly going B as fast as you can. Now, It's unfortunate that as they push up mid, they're still kind of looking towards B main for B players instead of expecting this cat lurk, and it costs us the round. But we'll see in a future clip how this plays out differently. So this round I want to discuss how us taking mid control and how the default plays out this time prevents rotates from happening and how we should have capitalized on that. So Mega sees two players top mid, and so they focus their attention a lot on mid. We push up behind Itchy's wall here, and I go for a pick in the market pizza area, but Mega and Yosh do not give me anything. We get lucky here that Itchy finds a timing in the smoke and gets a pick on a Jesway. And notice how despite us getting that first engagement, no rotates come out at all because they know that we're mid. So you'll notice that Mega turns his attention towards A briefly, which relieves pressure off of us mid, but because our A players decide to play it so passively and don't make any kind of aggression or take any contact, Mega turns right back around and refocuses us mid, which means that all of the pressure right now is retained on us here. So Mega turns back around and takes his fight onto me, and I end up getting picked. I thought I was going to make a timing into the smoke before the arrow caught me, but I was mistaken. And you look back at the minimap and you can see that my teammates gave up all of the map control that we took. All the utility we spent, all the time burned off the clock, everything we did has been reset because instead of pushing forward, they pulled back and they split up. There was only one person on the A side at one point, and we did not take advantage of that and go for the take, which would have taken pressure off of us mid and made for an easier round win. So what happens instead is that the clock ends up getting burned all the way down. We end up in a 2v3 situation, and Mega comfortably gets to ult into A because he knows exactly where my whole team is. So the main takeaway was from us pushing up mid and taking up so much map control in the mid lane, we ended up delaying the rotates for a really long time, and if our A players had executed off of that A pick, we would have probably had a really easy time winning this round. So this round is going to have a pretty similar setup to the one I just showed, where we're going to take mid control and my A players are going to push out, but they're actually going to get the pick this time, and I'm going to show how that alleviates pressure on me mid. So Mega's going to start off throwing an arrow up the top mid, and he's going to see someone else other than me where previously had been seen Ming up there. So I'm going to lurk out mid, and I'm going to catch a timing onto him and take a duel, dodge Jesway, who makes a really good contact play off of that, then pulls back. In the meantime, this time, my A players are actually pushing out A, and they're going to kill Reborn. And notice how Jesway immediately smokes off Cat so he can turn his attention towards A, and he's trying to look in between two angles right now. So, and that is exactly what I mean by alleviating pressure, is that Jesway no longer is able to completely 100% focus his attention on his cat. And this also plays into previous rounds where we get those picks and we make the reads and we see the rotates come in and then we hit B so that we have an easy time taking a completely empty site due to the over rotates, which I don't even know if you necessarily call them an over rotate because they were making a read based off of how we'd played previously, which had been correct every time before, but this time we actually play the round out correctly, and it nets us an easy 4v1 situation. An easy 4v1 situation that Sexy Chicken just absolutely takes advantage of and cleans up for us. This round right here is from the solo queue Immortal game that I showed previously, and a round from where I play mid as Omen, and I wanted to show how I played a little bit differently and how I played a little bit more passively, because this time I'm playing off of my teammates instead of expecting my teammates to play off of me. And this is something you're going to have to really be able to do if you want to be successful in solo queue. So I'll still take the aggressive early duels, which are mainly for information, and then here I'll push out mid, and I'm just kind of seeing what my teammates are doing and how I'm going to play off of them. So I throw that smoke there to cut Cat off from the A take since my Rays looks like they're about to push in, but I guess they got smoked off, and the Rays and the Reyna start to fall off. Now, I really wish my Killjoy had gone with them instead of following this Jet, who this Jet is trying to sell a fake here, I suppose. But Opticy, with the bomb, ends up in a situation alone again. So I get this kill on the Reyna, who heard my two teammates falling off of A and was trying to catch them. And that's why the mid lurk is so important, is I retain this map control so they can't do that. But here my Jet is going to die. My two teammates take B for free, as I showed in the previous round with when we 5-man did it. But I come out here with Killjoy because I don't want this Killjoy to die alone with the bomb. And so I have to use my ult to get over here to help them and then kind of shuffer them towards the B site. And I lurk out mid here to catch a pick, It's unfortunate though that my two teammates die to the Sova and the Sage, taking this 4v3 situation 4v2 and turn it into a 2v2 situation that we lose. And a lot of that just has to do with, having better comms, and sometimes when you're solo queuing, people don't always know what to do with each other or how to coordinate. This clip is a hilarious moment from an unrated game a while back that I played, but I thought it would be a great chance to showcase some entry fragging and why that opening flash into B main to take it can be so important sometimes into actually winning the round. So it's going to be a bit of a laugh.
3, 2, 1, flashing. Yeah, that didn't work. Well, at least something happened.
So yeah, have no fear. Always entry, prepare to die. But I hope this video was pretty educational for everybody. Let me know if there's anything you would like me to touch up on or go in more depth about. I know I touched on a lot of ideas here and kind of rushed through them. So feel free to message me or whatever if you have any questions. And happy fragging, guys.